Hello everybody, welcome back to Mind Your Money. This is my expense tracking video for the first full week of April. Hey legacy builders, welcome back to the channel. Before I even start writing, I almost forgot to put on my lotion and moisturize my hands, so forgive this interruption, but it's early, but it's not too early where the kids can't just pop up at any time. So I'm definitely going to moisturize my hands first and then we'll get into these numbers, okay? So I'm going to be looking at all of the expenses we made on one of our credit cards, which is our Quicksilver Rewards card, from March 27th through Saturday, April 2nd. So every week I track from the Sunday to the Saturday. That constitutes a week for me. And oh, this is the lotion I'm using. It smells so good. My husband bought this for me. One of those gifts where it was like random, and I just appreciate him for random gifts because I like random gifts. And I have not paid any of our April bills as of yet. The recording of this video, I'm going to be making sure we pay all of our bills except for the rent with the credit card. So most of our expenses will be tracked next week on the 10th. So you'll see how much money we actually spend. I hope that we save more money on our gas bill because I haven't seen that one yet. So I'm praying for a good one. Okay. If you have not seen my paycheck number 1 closeout for April, we had 7 no spends. That means no day in last week did we have any miscellaneous or unbudgeted expenses. So for me, that means anytime we spend money from a specific category that we've already saved up for, that's a good thing. So if we spend money that we did not save up for, we did not plan, which happens from time to time, then we would take it from our savings, aka our miscellaneous fund. But we didn't have to do that. So I am grateful to report that we've had 7 no spends. Okay, so let me open up my Capital One. And the very first transaction, you'll probably notice if you saw last week's video, we were tracking for the 4th week of March and we purchased some bath mats. I did not pay the card back for that yet, so we do need to make that payment today. And I think because there's no interest that accrued on the credit card, it would be safe to let this balance, this particular purchase, stay throughout the next week because there will be no interest. I've already more than satisfied our minimum payment before the statement date last month. And then we made charges after the statement date was issued, but then we made another payment after that statement was issued. So I don't believe that we'll owe anything that could cause us interest. So I'm checking the statement right now. We owe on paper $437.91. We have no pending transactions. And one of our bills for April did come out, and that's already listed here for Geico. So let's go through these transactions quickly and see what we need to do. Now we know that the bath mats is a blue expense. And I'm going to try something a little bit different. Or no, I'm actually not. I was going to just highlight in the category, but I'm going to highlight all the way across because we do need to make sure this payment is made. It's what adults do. We monitor ourselves and we pay bills. Groceries. This was, I had forgotten about this. I don't know how, but we spent $249.93 on groceries. If you're following me on Instagram, in my stories, I posted a photo of a grocery run I did, and I asked for people to guess how much we spent. Food is that expensive. So what I've decided to do, whenever we can, I had to take a sip of coffee because it's early. It's barely 6:15. Instead of going to the local store every single week, I'm going to try to order some of the groceries online, especially because we are stocking up as much as possible. So we had cases of water, extra juice, and dry goods like cereals and shelf food, so that's applesauce and pudding and snacks and things that we can stack up for the children, and rice and dry beans, things like that. So we spent $249.93, and of course that is coming from being paid back from our cushion, because that's where we keep our food costs, because of our budgeting has shifted a little bit when the income changed. So for the 28th, we had a Lyft ride, and that was $8.57 that was budgeted, and only because it's coming from our vehicle fund. Okay, so I noticed that a lot of people who do expense tracking, they have multiple colors. If they use the highlighting method, they use different colors per category, but anytime I see blue, I automatically know we already saved for this previously. And if any of these categories happen to not have enough money to cover the expense or the charge, I will either roll it over into the next week, granted we're not in danger of paying any interest, or I'll have to borrow the money from another fund, okay? Just in case, because these things happen. I feel bad about it sometimes. I start to feel like, oh gosh, I'm just not paying close enough attention, or I'm not helping my family be wiser or be more careful with the spending. But sometimes you can't avoid having to do certain things and go certain places. Like again, on the 28th, there was a charge for Lyft, which I think actually wasn't applied until the 31st, but this is when it happened, and that was $63.95 because it was a last minute thing. But we do have money in our vehicle fund that we also use for travel, since we don't have a car yet, but anytime we have a traveling expense, it's going to come from our vehicle fund. And because we already have the money, it's a planned expense. It wasn't something I was hoping we would need to do right then, but we needed to. So $63.95. So most of these are already going to be covered by savings accounts that already have the funds. Okay, and then Geico came out for $65.25, which I think was above our budgeted expense for the month. Let me take a look. Oh, but that would be for last month. But we save up our money to pay bills a month in advance. So this money here is coming out from our bills account, which we've titled next month's bills in Capital One, and we have the money to pay that back. So that's not going to be a problem. And then another travel expense is buying a transit card. So we had to buy a Metro card for $11, and I don't have the balance here. So let's go ahead and bring in calculator. And we stopped at $351.82. So 351.82 plus 11 is $362.82. So let me write that in. Okay. And then the cushion, I wanted to purchase some red wine, so I bought some sangria, and that was $9.84, and it's $372.66 now. So we still have a few more charges to input, because again, our balance on the card is $437. So I'm trying to go back and see what I am missing. You guys, I totally missed the $65.25. This is why I need my coffee. Let me take some more coffee. I wonder if anybody noticed it and was writing a comment to say, girl, you didn't add up the next month's bills category. You didn't add up the car insurance. So let's go back. $351.82 plus $65.25. That brings us to $417 with 7 cents. So And then we add the $11, and that brings us to $4.28 with 7 cents. And then I have to add the $9.84, and that brings us to $437.91. Perfect. I just love it when the numbers make sense. They add up. Okay. All right, so here we go. We're going to highlight this in blue because, again, that is a budgeted expense. No green. All blue, everything. I love it. And green is my favorite color. But I think money and managing money and tracking money and investing and saving and doing all those things is wonderful. It also is a mental game because I love the color green. I love looking at the color green. My calculator is green. I already have my green Sharpie marker on the side to write in our cash balances. I like looking at it. But if I have to look at it as a highlighting expenses in green, automatically tells me, girl, you messed up. You paid too much miscellaneous. And I think maybe I'm beating up on myself, but I think it's important still. No, it is important to make sure that we're intentional about where we're spending money, where we probably shouldn't, or if we could just hold off and just build up the funds, you know, build up the money, save it until you're ready to buy it. One of the first funds I had was a Bose speaker, and this was in 2019. I opened a savings account with Capital One, and I was putting $20 a week in there until I got enough money to buy it from Amazon. And the funny thing about it is, once I reached the amount, when I went back to purchase it, the speaker was reduced in price, but it was still a good speaker, and I still have that speaker now. That was my first accomplished fund, saving money for a specific item. I waited weeks, but I got it, and I got it at a discounted price. So that was just amazing. So we can do it. I know that we can do it. Flex our savings muscles and do it. Okay, so we are going to make a payment today of $437.91, and today is the 2nd. No, today is the 3rd. It is Sunday the 3rd. So we're going to pay that from the checking account. I'm doing this a little bit different, but we're going to pay that from the checking account. And I like this new sheet because I added a balance section, so I'm not writing it in the margin and it looking like extremely sloppy. So that's a bit neater for me. I like it. I like it. I like it. And now we'll have a zero balance. So now that that payment is made, I will go ahead and check our rewards cash quickly. So I hope I'm not missing a step. I feel like I went through that pretty fast. Okay, editing Tasha here. I realized what I did forget was to add up or calculate how much money would be transferred from which funds. So the vehicle fund, we have $63.95. So let's calculate $63.95, then $8.57, and then $11 for the Metro card. So $83.52 is coming from our vehicle fund. We have next month's bills is pretty easy because so far we've only paid $65.25 cushion, which will take care of the groceries and also the sangria that I purchased. So I'll just write cushion here, which you cannot see, so sorry, cushion. And that will be the $9.84 plus the $249.93, and that's $259.77. Perfect. And then our household expense is still $29.36. So household to 9.36. Okay, so let's add that up. 83.52, 65.25, 259.77. Everybody's flying today. 29.36, 437.90. Oh, this is off. This should be 37, not 36. That's the mistake I made last week. I did it so many times, I should remember. Okay. It's not always perfect, but it works. So that is it. That's the 437.91. Our earn activity, we currently have $92.07 in rewards cash. I'm actually going to write myself a note right here, as small as I can, just so I can start to remember. We have 92 with 7 cents in rewards, which I know is cash. It's not necessarily points. Okay, so I really need to look at 29.37, or I think it was 29.37 and not 29.36 I wrote here. No, it was 29.36. What am I talking about? Okay, 44 cents we earned for that. I am going to put 044. And then for Stop and Shop, that was $2.49. That's a big bill. $3.75. That is a big bill. But for a local grocery store, like if I had paid that much at Costco, I know I would have gotten a lot more. But we already did a Costco run, again, just trying to stock up. So the Lyft charge was $8.57 and we earned 13 cents on that day. Okay. And then next was the vehicle fund that was $63.95. We earned 96 cents for that purchase. So let's add 96. And then on the first was Geico, but that didn't post yet. Neither did the Metro card or the Sangria that I purchased. Those three charges have not calculated yet. But so far in the first week of April, we've earned $5.28 in cash rewards. It's not too bad. All right, so my next, you know what? I am recording this on Sunday. So this video will probably come out after my March budget closeout, but that's fine. I'm going to do that next because I need to get that done. So that's it for this video, you guys. We did everything. I didn't talk as much in this one, so hopefully it was more enjoyable. But thank you for being here with me. Thank you for just being so supportive. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up on the videos means a whole lot. It's absolutely free to just click the thumbs up button. Let YouTube algorithm push this video out to more people who need inspiration to track their expenses and healthy ways to use a credit card, options for tracking. And thank you so much for being here. Continue to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. Bye for now.